A lot of people, when they're diagnosed with Parkinson's, feel very isolated. A lot of times it's because they don't know what the disease is, or they have this preconceived idea of what the disease is, and as the symptoms progress, they may feel uncomfortable hanging out with their friends that don't have Parkinson's, and so they might isolate. And getting around other people that are feeling and experiencing the same way they are is very comforting. It's also empowering because they can see what they're doing to live well with the disease, and it's also an opportunity for education. There's a lot of misinformation out there, and it's easy to find a lot of misinformation when you do a Google search. It's better to get information from a reputable source, and better yet from someone who's living with it or some professionals that work with it on a day-to-day basis. When they tell me that this was the first time someone has understood what they're feeling, or the first that they've heard about something that is maybe a lesser known symptom of the disease, or that they just feel like they're not alone, then I know that I'm doing something worthwhile. If I have a person with Parkinson's or a caregiver call me and I feel like I've been able to answer a question, lend an ear of support to them, then I know I've done something good for them. A lot of people are scared to come to a support group because they fear they're going to see something that might be their future. What they end up finding when they actually do, if they do come to a support group, it is not exactly what they were thinking. They're thinking it's going to be negative, that people are going to be sitting around kind of in misery together, but it's actually what they find is very empowering and inspiring. There are people of all ages, in my traditional groups in the mornings, anywhere from people in their 50s all the way up to their 90s, at various stages of the disease, but what they're all there doing is their best with the disease that can take many things from them, but they're doing what they can to add back and fight the disease. So they come in and they see that these people are very positive, that it's a very warm and welcoming environment where they're safe and they can share their concerns or ask questions and learn from one another. So I tell people, give it a try. You might find out that it actually not only gives you something, but you might actually be just the thing that another person needed. And there's nothing more empowering than being able to give back to somebody. And when they know that they can do that, that meets a need in a lot of people. We do have that understanding and respect of one another that when we're in there sharing, we're sharing from our hearts, and we would hope that that wouldn't be something that people would take outside of that room. One of the things that research is showing is the importance of support and hope when you're dealing with any chronic disease. And if you are sitting alone in your own house, you're really not getting a lot of hope, or you're not getting fed much in the way of encouragement. And so coming to a support group actually offers you an opportunity to learn about that which you're dealing with, which empowers you and gives you some hope that you have control. And we may not have control over everything in our lives. We may not have control over getting a certain diagnosis. What we actually have control over is how we handle it. And one of the ways that we can handle that is by making the choice to do those things that improve our wellness, that does give us hope, that does encourage us and does empower us to live well. Pretty much everything that we do is open to anyone with Parkinson's or has a family member with Parkinson's, and they're all free. One of the things I also want to let people know is that we do have a lot of fun. I really believe in the power of humor and connection. I think that world is a little too serious sometimes, and getting together with others and having fun can be very inspiring and healing. And we do a lot of that in our groups.